The president moving full speed ahead with firings at agencies that are designed to be independent from the White House. He recently illegally fired the only 2 Democratic members at the Federal Trade Commission, which effectively keeps corporate America in check. Trump attempted to remove Alvaro Bedoya and Rebecca Kelly Slaughter from their posts before their terms were up, a move they both planned to sue against. In the words of Bedoya himself, it's a corruption, plain and simple. The FTC commissioner recently joined Senator Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on their fighting oligarchy tour. And here's what he said Friday in Denver.
This is not about me. This is not about my colleague. This is about the billionaires over President Trump's shoulder at the inauguration. Why? Because every one of those men is being sued, or we are enforcing court orders against every one of their companies.
Alvaro Bedoya joins me now. Alvaro, it's great to have you on the show. You laid out very clearly in the clip that we just played, this is not about you or your fellow commissioner, Rebecca Slaughter. It is about the billionaires that we are seeing next to Trump almost every single day of his administration. Tell us more about that.
Sure. Let's talk about those men. You've got Mr. Bezos, Mr. Zuckerberg, and, of course, Mr. Musk. The FTC is responsible for enforcing a 20-year privacy order against Elon Musk's company X. We are about to go to trial next month against Meta for its acquisition of Instagram, which we allege was anti-competitive. And we are suing Mr. Bezos in not 1, but 2 separate court cases. I think one of the most important one of our cases overall is one of those litigations where we're alleging that Amazon is ripping off small business sellers on its site by making them pay up to 50 cents on every dollar they earn there. And so my fear is that if the president can fire me and Commissioner Slaughter or anyone, it is an open door to basically what are corporate pardons of all of those companies.
Implicit in firing you is that those that are going to be on the commission would be less willing to stand up to these oligarchs or these companies. Based on your experience, do you feel that is an accurate assessment? They wanted to get rid of you so that the others who occupy the position or who have the title of commissioner are simply rubber stamping what this administration wants. Am I getting that correct?
The message, I think, could not be clearer. If you see your colleague gone in a matter of moments with a quick email from the White House, when the statute, when the Supreme Court has said you cannot do that, it's a clear signal to you or anyone that it could be you next.
Tell me about how you want to fight back. I understand you're planning to take Trump to court over his legal firing, which violates Supreme Court precedent from nearly 100 years ago. What does that mean for your case? Will the Trump administration try to overturn that Supreme Court ruling on the limits of presidential power with the firing of FTC commissioners, do you think?
So Commissioner Slaughter and I will be filing imminently, I think, and we'll have more news to share on that soon. But the other thing we will be doing in parallel, Eamon, is pointing out who wins from this, but also the impact of this on the FTC. So one case, for example, that Commissioner Slaughter and I are sitting as judges on involves allegations that pharmacy middlemen, called PBMs, are actually competing not to lower the price of insulin, but to raise the price of insulin. And we're going to be pointing out to the public that if me and Commissioner Slaughter are gone, the fate of that case is entirely unclear. And so this isn't just about big tech. This isn't just about the billionaires behind the shoulder. It's also about people being able to afford insulin, people being able to not get ripped off by their corporate landlords, like who, again, we're taking to court. It's not just going to be about us. It's going to be about those people trying to make rent.
You know, I have to say, I suspect that most people don't know what the FTC does and how it affects their day-to-day lives. I mean, tell us in a nutshell the importance of the FTC. What does the agency do, and why is it so critical for the way commerce and business flows in this country?
So we sue fraudsters and monopolists. We take on the Martin Shkreli's and Jeff Bezos of the world, and we win. So, for example, if you're worried about the prices of the medicine you take, the prescription medicine you take, we were the ones who got Martin Shkreli banned from the pharmaceutical industry for life. I was just talking about corporate landlords. Right now, we're suing a company called Greystar, one of the largest corporate landlords in the country. We allege they packed people's rent bills with all these hidden fees, junk fees, things like, oh, you don't want pests in your building, you're going to have to pay extra for that. Oh, you want water and lights in the common areas of the apartments that we run, got to pay extra for that too. And so what we're working hard to try to do is keep things affordable, keep things fair for small businesses. That's the kind of work that FTC does day in, day out.
And let me just get finally your thoughts. I mean, people may be watching this, may feel discouraged. What is your message to people about what we need to be doing, what we need to be concerned about? Not just that Donald Trump has been able to fire you and your colleague, but with Trump's second term more broadly.
Look, right now there is a decision this country needs to make. Will this be a country of rule of law, or will it be a country of rule of billionaires? And there's a lot of choices people can make in the day-to-day, but I would add one small thing you can do is reach out to a federal public servant in your life and tell them what they mean to you. Ask them how you can help. Because right now, people like me may be on television, but it's the folks at our agencies that are wondering what's going to happen next, that are wondering whose orders they're going to have to follow.
Commissioner Alvaro Bedoya, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We'll be following this story closely and look forward to having you back on as your case and others develop. Thank you.
Thank you.